But what we want, that has never changed, and that will never change. What we want, the fat ass, big boobs, Coke bottle shape, it's always been like that. It's just that now the Kardashians made it mainstream, and then it got accepted by other cultures. And then that became your beauty standard.
Well, that is kind of true.
I never really enjoy criticizing black women in public, but black women, they've got the highest level of bullshit and double standards. Unrealistic. You know, a black woman will say that she doesn't want a man who stays at home, rightfully so. A man with no income, a loser basically. And guys, they understand that. They go look for money. And when they come back, they also have standards of their own. You know, you tell a person, good, listen, I don't want a woman who drinks alcohol with dagwa, because I don't want a baby mama. I don't want a woman with fake complexion, fake hair. You know, then they start asking you, Guti, who made you angry? Who hurt you? Nobody. I've just increased my value. And now I've got demands. Why must I accept bullshit? You know, black women, you know, they're used to this thing, you know, trash. And when we also put our price, we are told, good to know, we are angry. We are hurt, we are toxic masculinity, red flag, yamasim. I'm not red flag la. Each to his own. And wonke umuntu une-choice yakhe. Mangihlangana nomuntu ngithi ngina 16 kids athi I can't. Nami ngiyamove, angiforce umuntu.
Well, firstly, in as much as like I'm annoyed with a lot of things he did say, but I will agree with him on one thing. There is a sense of hypocrisy from women, like on the whole standards thing. Like we will throw standards like, oh, we don't want a man who's this, we don't want a man who's that, we don't want a man who's this. But when things are flipped, we get real sensitive with that. And we don't want those standards to be thrown back at us.
I find it weird how women can really talk about things that men can't change, like their height and their thick skin and all that stuff there. But when men talk about things that's
tangible
change, like weight or hair or attitude,
I think because to us they kind of linked. Okay, I'm not saying that to you guys, not the case. It is sensitive to us because it's always linked to something.
Now they give.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not that. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I do agree, even with you guys, it is the case. And that's why I was saying that one I won't deny. We are huge hypocrites when it comes to that. I mean, we wrong on so many levels to do that. And I think if we can dish it, we should be able to take it as well. So it's like things are linked to so much. Like for instance, like when you call a woman fat, like it's why are you doing that? You get what I mean? Like why would you say that? And we know like there's so many things linked to it, like maybe she had a baby and, you know, your weight is obviously affected by that. Then it's like, oh, now somebody's going to break your confidence. They're going to say something like, oh, you fat or whatever. We're fighting the breaking our confidence situation.
But it's so nice when you call a nigga broke, right? And you don't consider that maybe that nigga lost his job that week or that day. But it's so nice. It's nice when it's like, broke ass nigga because he doesn't want to pay for whatever you're demanding.
Well, that's because, like, I mean, it is truly unattractive to women to be with a broke, like a broke guy is kind of naturally unattractive.
Yes, and niggas and us guys are saying that overweight women are unattractive, but for some reason your feet.
But then to us, that kind of is it's uncomfortable. Because you can't say that, like, no, listen, you can't say that because I'm not trying to say, don't get me wrong, right? But we know that a lot of full-figured women, are black women, right? Here we are, full-figuredness, like, naturally is a black woman thing. And, like, black women are so tired of being shamed about that. And it's like, I feel like for the first time, we're all living in a time where it's kind of being embraced rather than being shamed. So it's like now black men want to bring us back to that position of being shamed. It's like when he talks, you can hear like this is what black men do. Like they act like black women are bottom barrel. Like it's like you are with us because you don't have a choice because you're black as well. But should you be given option, it's like a higher standard is another race, and we tired of living like that. We tired of that.
The only reason why a lot of men feel that way, well, a lot of men feel that way about black women is they have all these crazy ass demands, but then they don't want to live up to a man's demand. So other races like whites, like white people, Indians and coloreds, they understand what their men want. They understand it. Indians, most Indians know that they gotta be in shape, and you see a lot of them are in shape and all that stuff like that. They know what their men want, and they try to cater to their men. But for some reason, black women are the women that try to fight. They try to fight that we must accept them the way they are, blah 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 blah. But we tell them that no, we want you this way. But then you'll fight us for that. That's the only problem. That's why men feel like, hey, you don't want to deal with this drama, this hypocrisy. There are other races out there who are willing to do what y'all are not willing to do. So fine, y'all can do whatever you want. We're gonna choose the other race because they're gonna want to satisfy us the way we want to be satisfied. That's the only issue. And then going back to what you were saying about black women are like full figured, right? And you're tired of being
that being shamed.
Yeah, you're tired of being shamed.
Yes.
Black men are in poverty. Niggas is broke, but we get shamed for that all the time. But you don't see that. We don't see us cry about that.
That's true. That's what I really also hate about us and a sickening double standard.
Yes, y'all don't look out for niggas. That's the thing. Y'all don't look out.
But I think we both are guilty of that. I think we are the one race that always just screams out each other's flaws rather than grooming the flaws, or and other races, they don't do that. They never show the weaknesses of their people, in the forefront, to the point where they embrace it and it actually becomes something like you don't even think of it as a flaw. You actually think, oh wow. You never hear white women like publicly shaming them, and you don't hear that from Indian women, you don't hear that from colored women, but we hear it all the time with black women. I can agree. Always pulling out what's negative about y'all, what's bad about y'all, making jokes about it, and we've even made the whole dating pool even difficult because now we've collectively come together and are in this mindset of if a guy doesn't have money, then he should not be in a relationship, which is wrong, which is disgusting, and it's wrong.
Like you guys know better than anybody else where we coming from.
Yeah,
we coming from
the disadvantages that
we are like the most disadvantaged out there, coming from the mud, trying to grind. But on top of that, our women are shitting.
Which is the same situation that we feel like men should also understand, like about us. Black women have been through a lot in terms of image. Image was everything. Our image is everything. If you up what we think of ourselves, like you finished. Because with women, all women want to feel beautiful. Like for us, it's always been beauty. But what are beauty standards? Beauty standards have always been, the slim white lady, for the closer you can get to that, the more beautiful you are in society, right? But everything close to the opposite, which is us, we were the opposite, is not beautiful. No, yes, for the longest time. It's just that it's now when we are taking, our power back, and we are fighting for our space. No, before we move, outside of obesity, I'm talking at beauty standards. Like our hair, for instance, has always been looked at like bottom barrel hair. You get what I mean? Because our hair is not supposed to like white people's hair or like whatever, or the other races. That's something we always had to live with. At schools, if we went to multiracial schools, our hair was laughed at, and it's like, you'd feel ashamed of who you are, and those things play a a really, really, really damaging thing in, psychologically on anybody. And those are things that we had to live with. Then it's like, well, how do you expect us to fathom or actually know to gather that confidence of, being out there with who we truly are, if our Black men as well are not embracing us? Oh.
That's the beauty standards that y'all create amongst yourselves. Us, we've always loved our women as it. You've always had niggas say, big ass, big coke bottle, the coke bottle. White people, they were just slender models. Us Black men, we like the coke bottle figure, right?
Yeah.
And when the Kardashians adopted that coke bottle figure, then it became.
But don't you think that's when it was actually like accepted, when white people started appropriating it, but before men were also looking at it like, yes. So you can imagine what was the damage done before the Kardashians.
Listen to rap in the 90s, listen to rap in the early 2000s. Niggas always talking about fat asses, all that. They always talking about that. That has never changed. It's just but in terms of between y'all women, y'all had this when the mainstream beauty standard, that's what y'all fight against. But what we want, that has never changed, and that will never change. What we want, the fat ass, big boobs, Coke bottle shape, it's always been like that. It's just that now the Kardashians made it mainstream, and then it got accepted by other cultures. And then that became your beauty standard.
Well, that is kind of true.
So now that the voluptuous body is like the beauty standard now, right? All we're asking is the Coke bottle shape. Right. These kids have a slim waist, don't be obese.
Is it the BBL shape?
Well, BBLs, yeah, basically that. But then people are taking.
Then you judge the people again for being fake. You say, oh, they fake. Real people have like normal looking shapes. They like a person the size of a BBL person. They will have hip dips. They will have cellulite and things like that.
We don't cry about cellulite, and that's not what you guys are getting.
Okay, but then that shape is not natural shape. So now we have to all fight to have.
No, we're just saying that we not want y'all to be overweight.
Y'all are confusing because like really, it's like men will really embrace like really obese girls. Then you're like, I don't understand what going to nifunani.
That's not the majority though. Our opinion has never changed. It's always been the same. But y'all will always go with what mainstream is pushing to y'all as to what the beauty standard is, and then you'll try to conform to that.
So what about the part where he speaks about single mothers? Like, aren't y'all the reason we're single mothers? Aren't y'all deadbeatness the reason why we are single mothers? And now at the same time, you want to trash people for being single mothers?
I understand where he's coming from though, because he's talking about the hypocrisy of women. Demanding rich, you have to be rich, living at your own place. Basically, be a complete man. Basically, be complete.
But you have this and that.
But do you coming with baggage here? And as a rich man that can pick whatever he wants, I do not want that. That's all he's saying. Is like, okay, and he says that if I was to pick between one with a child and one without a child, I'm choosing the one without a child every single time.
So basically, the one with the child, there's no way. Though there's no way she a 10.
No.
Nani's argument is that you can't have kids, bro, and call yourself a 10, and you can't compare yourself as a person with kids to be at the same value as somebody without a kid.
I don't believe that. I mean, Beyonce has kids and she's still considered a 10. Rihanna has a kid now, she's probably still considered a 10 by many people. So I don't believe that a kid will automatically disqualify you from being a 10. But those are like those anomalies, extreme cases. To a normal person, a kid will always like devalue in some way. So you cannot expect yourself to be as.
But can we kind of say it goes both ways, not necessarily only for women, but for men as well?
Yes, we know. We're very realistic about our shit. If I don't have the money, I shouldn't even try that. If I don't have this, I shouldn't even try it. We know that. Yeah. But women talking crazy, women that won't even be considered a 10 and be thinking they're 10. Some women that won't even be considered a 5 be thinking they're 10.
Yeah.
We as Black people have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Like
We've been divided.
We've been divided, and we really need to regain that unity. And I think for us to regain unity is, firstly, let's start understanding who we are and things that make us, right? Let's start embracing a lot of those things rather than looking at, as like, looking at each other with so much contentment and so much disgust and things like that, because of external things that have made us feel like that and made us feel some type of way about ourselves. Like, we really need to reevaluate everything, how we see ourselves, and stop looking at ourselves with those eyes as well, through the lenses of colonized minds, man. Let's stop looking at each other with colonized minds, colonized eyes, and start accepting and appreciating us, ourselves as for who we are, each other for who we are, so that we can build from there and start coming out, so we can really take off those shackles as Black people and start, making ourselves strong as a people.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways to do that is the media. We like to portray ourselves in a very negative light.
Yeah.
Like when you see Black people on TV now,
you see the trash TV that we see all the time.
Poverty, you see struggle, you see problems. That's all you see.
Yes.
When it comes to Black people.
Absolutely.
Just problems. All you see is problems.
That's the only representation we get. All people that are crazy, that are doing crazy things, fighting each other.
We need to change our perception in media, how we see ourselves, how we portray ourselves to each other.
And we need to understand the power of those things, media. Let's start taking them seriously, just like other cultures take them seriously. They understand that those are the things that cultivate what, their future generations will think of themselves. And that's how they've always remained powerful as well. It's because, one, if what you show the world, in many cases, you're going to start believing it as well. And if you believe it, then you embody it. And it's like, well, this is what we're showing of ourselves constantly.
So you guys just let us know what you think about this whole issue.
Absolutely. And let's go easy on each other, guys. Let's really go easy on each other.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Bye.
Check you guys on the next one.